Every year, the H. Rowe Bartle Scout Reservation welcomes thousands of scouts and leaders to Scout Camp. It's located near Osceola, Missouri, about 100 miles southeast of Kansas City. This summer, young women were on staff for the first time. But now, one of those former staff members is suing the Heart of America Council of the Boy Scouts of America. KCTV5's Ellen McNamara spoke exclusively with the 17-year-old girl. And because she's a minor, we're protecting her identity. And we want to warn you, some of the details are graphic.
This video promoting the Scout Camp is right on the Boy Scouts website. It looks like fun, right? Well, this lawsuit filed by Jane Doe, a 17-year-old former staff member, describes a disturbing environment. For the first time, the girl at the center of the lawsuit is talking with KCTV5.
I did Girl Scouts for 4 years, and it just wasn't really my thing. It was more crafts and arts, things like that, and I was more interested in adventure and camping outside.
The local high school student has been a scout for 4 years, 2 of those years within the Boy Scout organization. When she heard about camp, she wanted to go. When
I attended last year as a camper, I fell in love with the atmosphere of everything about it, the enthusiasm, the skills that we were taught, and the leadership.
But as a 16-year-old camper in 2019, she says things were happening on the property that were not okay.
I was sent multiple videos about masturbation from the boys.
She says she was also invited to attend what's called Poof Night when camp is over.
So Poof Night is where there's no campers, it's just camps and their staff night. And basically they all get together, they have a huge campfire. The specific one in Lone Star that I attended was filled with alcohol, nudity.
During Poof Night, she says staff members were drinking, smoking cigars and marijuana. And a program director allegedly gave lap dances to most staff members. Some of the male staff members were over the age of 18, and the lawsuit alleges the older staff gave alcohol and weed to minors on the property. Despite what she allegedly experienced as a camper, she says she still wanted to be one of the first young women to be a staff member in 2020.
I knew that each camp was different. And then I also figured that since girls will be coming into the program to staff, it would be different.
There are 3 scout camps on the H. Rowe Bartle Scout Reservation: Lone Star, Sawmill, and Piercing Arrow. The young woman was assigned to work at the pool at Piercing Arrow. She says she went through a week of training with others and was the only female during training.
The first time I felt uncomfortable would have been when they made me sit in a chair facing towards the lake while all the boys got undressed behind me into their swimming trunks.
She says it was clear that she was being treated differently than male staff members. She says staff members working at the pool just changed in an office. And because she was the only female there,
I said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna change and I'll be quick."
She claims a man opened the door while she was changing.
Multiple boys saw me and laughed while I was completely naked, changing in the office.
The lawsuit claims she told other staff members, but was told that it was, quote, no big deal. Attorney Robin Kugler from Baldwin and Vernon is representing the young woman. She says she's heard the argument that boys will be boys.
My response to that is just because they do it doesn't mean it's okay. And in this sense, it's against the law, so it's definitely not okay.
I'd say I cried probably half the nights I was there, multiple times. Had multiple panic attacks because it was not going how I'd imagined the summer was supposed to go.
Do you feel like that if they were going to incorporate women, young women, especially underage women, in this camp, that they needed to have better training, they needed to have better facilities? What do you think that they should have done?
Yes, absolutely. They needed to have better facilities. It's like they just opened the camp up without doing any sort of preparation for accommodating women.
One mealtime was especially memorable. The girl says a male over the age of 18 had a book delivered to camp.
The book was called How to Live with a Large Penis. He got it at dinner, took it out of the bag, and immediately started showing his book off to everyone. and then proceeded to carry it around with him everywhere.
The young woman was eventually fired when she left camp with her boyfriend, who was also working at scout camp.
I got the day off approved by the camp director, and I left that day with my boyfriend to go home.
After her firing, she says she told those in charge what other staff members were doing, and she had evidence.
A few days after camp, I reported everything to Brick Huffman, the scout executive, and David Riker. It was probably about an essay long, I'd say, of every single instance in detail with all the evidence I had. And their response to my email was, "Thanks for letting us know. We'll look into it."
We contacted Brick Huffman, scout executive of the Heart of America Council. He said in part, while we cannot provide comment with regard to a specific pending lawsuit, we are looking into this matter and can assure you that the conduct alleged in the complaint runs counter to everything Scouting represents. Scouting members and staff are taught and expected to treat all people with kindness and respect, and there is no place in Scouting for bullying or harassment of any kind. The 17-year-old says she filed a lawsuit and is telling her story because
The goal is to make a change for the future scouts that are going to be attending camp. They should be, the staff should be held to a higher standard than what they're being held to right now.
She also told me that this inconvenience is not going to stop her from being an Eagle Scout next month. She and her attorney are seeking damages of over $25,000. Ellen McNamara, KCTV5 News.